Running late. We're sounding great. Tour manager in the background there.
Rough.
Episode 140? 39? 40? What? Episode? Let me check.
Let me double check before we get the crowd roll in. You know?
Let's not, stop us if we get too professional at any point. Library, hashtag show, 139.
Oh,
no, 140.
No,
this is episode 140. 140.
That's a good number.
Episode 140 of the hashtag show. I am DG Gibson, Gibbo, DG, comedian, narrator, orator, podcaster, storyteller, partner, father, lover, cook, part-time gardener, man of the world, man of the people. And I'm joined by my good friend, MC, podcaster, Airbnb host, super host.
Mate, just legends, fine.
Just legend of the game of life, Mr. Malacca Theodore Alvin Lee.
Thank you. And it's a pleasure to be here, Scott. I'd just like to say hello to all the listeners, including the homosexual brothers and the lesbian sisters.
Whoa, straight off the bat.
And those who don't identify as anything, nanu.
I wonder, because obviously every day and week the world changes, right?
Uh-huh.
I wonder if at any point in our existence, before we shuffle off this mortal coil, if people say like hello is offensive and we need to change our greeting.
It's going to be so, because possibly, that somebody will make the connection that, the fucking rascal bastards of a white man said hello to slaves as they come off the boat or something.
Well, sure, the saying used to be...
It
used to be ahoy, didn't it? It used to be ahoy.
Yoo-hoo,
and then
ahoy.
when the telephone was invented, they made hello. Because people couldn't say when they picked up the phone, ahoy!
Ahoy!
Although
How
you should.
Would that be if it, I
amazing.
Should bring that back. Just call it icons. Ahoy!
Ahoy! Ahoy!
Ahoy! How the fuck you mean? Ahoy! No bad yourself. Oh, fuck's sake, man. Oh, there's big fucking Tom. Ahoy, Tom!
Mate, up the club deck. Ahoy! Ahoy!
The ahoys are ahoy.
We are the so-called boys. Ahoy!
Ahoy! Sea shanties would be so much better.
Sectarian sea shanties. That's what we need to bring back.
Ahoy! Ahoy! We are the pirate boys.
Oh man, ahoy instead of
ahoy to cunts. Ahoy!
It's one of those things where people would probably go, "Did he just say ahoy?" And then just think that's cool as fuck.
And you would, mate. Let's make that our mission to bring ahoy back into the fucking party.
What?
How cool would that be? Some cunt phones you just pick up a phone. Ahoy!
Michael Redmond is an amazing comedian.
Gaelic for give it a who.
He used to have a bit of material where he thought guacamole was like a greeting. Like people would say it like guacamole. Guacamole. Aye. Guacamole. That and ahoy. Ahoy can be hello and guacamole can be goodbye. Guacamole. All right, mate. Guacamole. Take care.
Guacamole does sound like one of the kind of New York American guys. Hey, what am I doing here? Guacamole.
Right, mate. Do you know, I hate, see when fucking the Italian Americans say mozzarella, that goes through me. I hate it, man. I absolutely hate it. Oregano. You want some of the mozzarella? You mean mozzarella? That's your mozzarella. Fuck up.
Hey, I just want a fucking slice of pizza and get in a fight and have sex with 400 women. Ahoy!
That was only one of the decent sketches in June, the fact when they did the two Polish swaps, the two American cops come to Glasgow and the two Glasgow cops go to America. And he's in the deli and he's like, give me a all-season bagel on rye, and he's like, a rolling square slice and a hot the brown sauce.
Just a total culture shock for both, isn't it?
I mean, we've spoken about it before when I went to that deli in New York and fucking had a pure panic attack and a meltdown. But when we were growing up, because there was still like you'll remember the times, as do I, when like films would come out in America and we wouldn't get it for like 3 months later.
Aye.
So there was that.
It used to be years. It used to be like a year odd.
So there was that
You get the pirate
anticipation.
videos.
Or you'd have like a posh mate who, like, you know, or somebody who had a bit of money you went to school with who would go in a plane and they'd be like, "You'll not believe what film I saw." You're like, "It's not even out yet. How you seen it in a plane?" All that kind of shit.
Come back holiday with fucking hundreds of DVDs full of
Right.
fucking videos.
I used to love that. Like when I was young, I used to think, "Oh, I want to go to America and just be like, hey, I'll take the bagel, hold the cream cheese, you put it on the
Aye.
side."
To this day, I don't know what pastrami is, but I want it in a sandwich. I want some fucking pastrami, guacamole, and hold the oregano.
It's like even here, like as you go to a cafe or something like when you're younger, you'd be like, "I love the all-day Scotch breakfast, my darling, and can you put the beans on the side? The beans come on the plate, mate." And that's, you just take it. Like there's no customer service. Can you imagine going into like a shop here going like, "I'll take the bagel, hold the cream cheese, put it." You're like, "Listen, cunt, do you fucking want it or do you not want it?"
That could be a thing. You just open up a Scottish breakfast shop in New York. Hey, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. You fucking moly. I want a roll in it, and mate, you're getting a fucking Rome slice. Fuck all. You want an egg on it? Hey, what you? I don't like the eggs. Are they free range? They're fucking good. You want it or no? You're fucking. You know.
You're fucking ahoy. That's how I always like. See, whenever I go for like brunch, you know, let's be honest, it's brunch, which isn't that often now. If you go to like I'm trying to go to more kind of greasy spoon cafes. I'm trying to find more cafes in Edinburgh, and I'm having to go a bit further afield rather than the kind of tourist shite that is the city centre. But see, whenever I find some, there's a wee place in the corner for me called The Junction, which is a cracker.
The Junction.
That's what it's just called The Junction, but I always say Up the Junction. I don't know why they just don't call it Up the Junction. But whenever you order a breakfast, you always go Link or Lawn, and that's how you know you're in Edinburgh. Do you know what I mean? Because to English people, a sausage is a link.
You just
but
go yes,
to Scottish people, a sausage is a square.
But you know, boys who like us who like a good fucking fry up, link or lawn, yes.
But that's the thing, right? Because see when she said to me, link or lawn, I went, uh-huh. And she went, no, is it the link or the lawn for the sausage? I went, aye, link and lawn, aye. As in,
Bethlehem hen, aye.
I mean, if the option's there, why would I choose one over the other?
Yeah.
Give me both. Now, if the question is in Scotland, what is a sausage? It's a square sausage, and a link is a bastard English sausage.
Yeah, but you have both on a plate.
Of course, you have both on a plate if the option is there. But what I'm saying is, if you're only given one option, if somebody said to you, if you picked a random person in Scotland at the street and went draw a sausage, they draw a square, right? But what I'm saying is that it reminds me that Edinburgh is technically England. The fact that they have to give you the option.
Definitely.
Like years ago, we came through here for a Scotland game at Easter Road. And we went into just a corner shop, whatever, or like a kind of a wee cafe, a roll shop. And the woman says to me, link, he went, 2 rolling sausage, please. And he went, link a lawn. He went, what? And then she went, link a lawn. He's like, my name's Scott. Because he'd never.
What kind of fucking voodoo's going on here?
In his life, he didn't know a lawn sausage was a square. It's just because a sausage is square.
Well,
and he's like, a square one, hen. She went, oh, lawn. He went, who the
I
fuck's
kind of
lawn?
know it is, but if I was put on the spot, I'd be like that guy. What are you talking about? Square sausage.
Did you ever see when you were young? Did you ever get sent to the butcher's to go and pick up like a full lawn and a full black pudding?
No,
mate. See, because like my mom's always been amazing with money, right? Hasn't passed that on to me, sadly, but she's always amazing with money.
You're a squanderer.
Horrendous, man. I definitely take after my father, the fat bastard. But my mom, see, like maybe every once a month, we used to go to the butcher's, right, like in Renfrew, and you would get like a full lawn and a full black pudding. No realizing that my mom obviously then cuts it up so she can put it in the freezer so it lasts longer, right? And it's obviously cheaper. But see, like now I can remember getting that butcher and then coming out like this with a fucking full lawn of black pudding. Like, this is the greatest day. Yes, this is the greatest day of my life. Because the first day I never realized that it comes in a full block and then you can cut it yourself.
Just like a big fucking. But also the black pudding's just like a big fucking dildo, but the lawn's like a big chunk of fucking.
Big chunk of sausage.
Chunk of meat.
And then you can choose how thick or thin you want the sausages.
I don't think you want to mess about with when you're cutting your square. I think we've all got. Well, in my mind, it's like there's only one size. I don't think you want to fuck about and make it big. It's just like hamburger patty size, or maybe like a thumb thickness. Actually, maybe that's too thick. Maybe a pinky thickness.
Depends what you're going for. Depends I would say if you're having more than one topping on the roll, if it's a doubler or a trebler,
Yeah.
I think you want a kind of a standard long thickness.
In
But
fact,
if you're just having a roll and sausage on its own, I would go for a fat boy.
go thick one. Well, listen,
Aye.
I'm going to put it to you, Scott Gibson, DJ Gibbo, my good friend Giblet. Give me your
Oh,
fucking dream
don't,
breakfast roll.
because I'm hungry. I'm hungry
I,
today, man.
that's right. I've had a coffee, right, and I'm
Same,
pumped
mate,
up.
that's
The
all
first
I've
bit
had.
of caffeine, man. And I just want to know breakfast time. We're
Do you know what?
recording this.
See, I'm telling you right now. See, as soon as we're done, I'm going to the shop to get some rolls.
I'm going to blow job a black guy. But anyway, that's a different story.
You're going to blow job like.
He's got a blowjob and right out his fucking mind.
Tell me your ultimate breakfast roll right now.
Oh,
And it's early. We're going to do the rest of the show hungry. I know that, but I like things like I like your conversations like that because it gets the juices flowing. Scott Gibson, over to
I
you.
used to think that a trebler was too much, but I've changed my mind on that. Now I will say this. I will add that if
Don't get
you
political on me. Just give me the ultimate
No,
fucking
no.
roll.
I think if you have a sausage on a trebler, it needs to be a thin sausage.
Yes.
But I'm going to give you some combinations that I love, right?
No, I don't want that. I want
My
your,
ultimate.
your last night. in
I've
the
got
jungle.
two. I've got
Your
two, mate.
last
Can I
night
have
in
two
the jungle, you get
rolls? Two different options.
Well, it's your breakfast. Yep.
The first one, which I think is probably my best one, is
And I want to know what one you're eating first and second as well. on
right.
this.
So the first one, well, I'll give you my second choice, right? And I'll keep my top one for the right. So my second choice is totty scone, sausage, and haggis.
Strange.
And my
Any-
top
Is there any sauces on that, mate?
brown sauce,
Okay.
right? And do you want me to talk you through the build process? Because
just
there's a particular way to do it.
All right. How you're stacking it?
How you stand? So you go totty scone at the bottom, right? Butter, a lot of butter on the roll.
Of course.
Totty scone on the bottom, right? I don't like a crispy totty scone. I like my totty scone almost kind of, flop, almost soft, right? Sausage on top of that, and then what I do is I butter the top. Square sausage, aye, square sausage. A good thick one as well. Then what I do is I butter the top of the roll. I take the bit of black pudding, I put that on the top of the roll. Then I get a fork and I mash the black pudding into it so it spreads out the full size of the roll.
Yes.
Right? And then I squat brown sauce on top of the black pudding and then put the crown on the bottom one, right?
And is there any kind of preference?
Oh,
to
sorry,
what kind of roll you're
I
using?
said haggis, but I didn't mean haggis. I actually meant brown. I actually meant black pudding on that one because haggis is on the other one.
Right.
And the other one is
What's the roll? Is there any preference to the roll?
it's Morton's, but it's no crispy. It's just
Right,
a
okay.
Morton's, Scottish Morton roll, aye. And then my ultimate breakfast roll is
It's a white roll.
It's a white roll. Totty scone,
Right.
bacon, haggis on this one, and then a fried egg.
No sausage.
No sausage on the ultimate one, no.
Fucking hell.
But
That's
that's
your
the
number.
two.
That's your ultimate
my two.
go-to. Shut your eyes. I'm getting it.
Do you know what it is, mate? I sway so often between a roll and sausage. Do you know what? Right, I'll be honest with you. Listen, my guard's down. Let me just open up to you. Can I open up to you as a friend?
Of course you can. That's why I'm here for you.
See, whenever I go to a shop to get rolls,
Yep.
I think you can always get a really good roll and sausage in most places if it does well. Like if you buy a roll and sausage, tatty scone, fuck it. Hey, put an egg on it, hen. But you know what? Put a bit of black pudding on it as well. Fuck it, right? I'm having a party. You can eat it and you go, that was decent. See, whenever I buy a bacon roll in a shop, I always feel let down because you normally get 2 wee shitey bits of bacon. So whenever I make
a fat on it.
a bacon roll in the house, it's always the greatest bacon roll. I think that's why bacon's my top. But you want to go tatty scone, bacon, haggis, egg, brown sauce, delicious. Yourself, Malaka?
Yes, thanks, Scott. Right, well, I'm going right in white soft roll, or I don't really have any preference as long as it's a white roll.
Yep.
Right. I don't understand brown rolls. I don't understand people who would go for that option.
Or baguettes, a breakfast baguette.
Aye, baguettes. Fucking what's that? Oh, but it's too.
Aye.
It's not the right.
It sounds like what they are. Baguettes.
Exactly,
Anyway, you know what I mean?
dirty baguettes.
Baguettes for
Anyway,
what?
I'm walking in. I have to tell you, an all right, it's like your dream shop. So the bird that's serving you,
Oh,
she's
here we
slightly
go.
older. There's maybe
See,
a bit of cleavage.
I'm making
and
this
you
in
know
the
there's a
house.
bit of banter there, a bit of sexual banter, innuendo. And you're thinking, I'd fucking give her one. And you're thinking, she would take one for me. There's a sexual chemistry because that makes you ready for the food.
It does it.
There's maybe like pictures up in the wall at a garage, you know, like Scuddy
What-
calendars.
What kind of fucking
It's my fucking
roll?
dream shop, right?
Miles porno roll shop.
It's white tiles everywhere, right? Just to clean up the messes here.
At the end of the day, they just hose the whole fucking place down.
She can leans over the counter, her big jugs are fucking smashed all over the glass counter. No, listen. Even
get
if it was
back
a
to the
handsome
roll.
guy, even if it was a handsome guy, let's get back to the roll. Let's not confuse ourselves, right? You know, she's wearing a bikini.
That's not going to be good for all the fat that
I
splatters.
don't care. I like the buns, right? And she, right? No, I'll tell you, I'm just trying to make a wee bit bar here, right? But white roll, buttered heavily.
Heavily.
No, like lumpy. I don't like lumpy
No,
bits. It's just
a good
evenly
layer.
spread.
Aye.
Yes, top and bottom.
As they say in the industry, edge to edge.
Yes, edge to edge. I mean, that's a given. Yeah,
That's a technical term for make sure you butter the toast edge to edge.
right. I'm going straight in
Right.
with square sausage at the
Okay.
bottom.
Okay.
I don't want to go down tatty scone land.
Right.
Tatty scone, I'll smash it in an all-day breakfast, but it's no a go-to for me.
Right.
Right? There is square sausage there. I'm straight in with a big bit of fucking black pudding on that.
Okay.
On top of that.
Talk to me.
No.
Oh.
And then 2 links above the square sausage. So square sausage, then 2 links, then the haggis on top of that. Then on top of that,
I take it
it's
you've
a
got the links
fucking-
cut down the middle and splayed.
and splayed open like a fucking loose woman. And then to top it off, to crown it, fried egg, right? Then it's red sauce over the top of it.
Yep.
And then fucking pat it down on a roll. I'm going to say bacon just for the fuck it, just because I'm crazy, I'm wacky.
That's too much, man.
But
That's
I don't
too
think
much.
I need the bacon in that. There you go. So, square sausage, 2 links, black pudding, fried egg. I could go haggis in there and all, because haggis and black pudding work together, but no, that's what it is. And
That's a lot in a roll.
and it's fucking well, you know what? I was up the Highlands, I was up Brothway
Mm-hmm.
a couple of months ago now. And I had an all-day breakfast in a roll.
Yep.
They fucking had the beans a lot
Disgusting.
in it. And it was like one, it was almost like fucking man eat food challenge or something. But it was fucking amazing, man. And I was stuffed. If you get a good breakfast roll or a good big fry up, that's you just ready. You can all day you can march on until fucking till dinner time.
I used to have a place in Paisley when I lived there, just down the street from me. It done amazing breakfast rolls, man. Absolutely amazing.
I mean, the people change lives.
I don't have that here. Maybe I've just there obviously is one in Edinburgh somewhere, but I just can't find the one in the corner for me is all right, but it's just all right. It's no great, you know.
Well, listen, my belly's doing a couple
I'm
of
starving now, man. I'm fucking starving now.
I'm going to take this opportunity, Scott, to step into the show and give a shout out to all the heroes who have recently joined us. We've not done a shout out for a while, and I'm going to shout them out. Starting from the top, these are people who have recently left the council life and enjoying fully fledged patriotism. William Munn, Grant Robertson, James Stannard, Stephen Carey, Stevie George, Scott Graham, Alan Gruber, Adam Lockery, Georgie Robertson, Mick Whitworth, and Andrew. Thanks for joining, guys.
Welcome to you all.
Welcome to the fold. And if you're out there listening, and it's no hard sale, do the right thing.
Have you? I mean, the thing is, there's so much happening in the world now, but this must people don't realize how difficult this podcast is to do, because there's literally no point in discussing any of the big things that are happening on the planet because you know nothing of them.
Listen, it's not that I know nothing. I choose to ignore reality.
But you need to involve yourself in it somehow.
I'll dip my toe in it now and again. I'm now aware of the folk. You mentioned it. Hey, big shout out to everybody who came to #Live. Another fucking brilliant day. because you did want to. You touched on Afghanistan, and since then, I've seen videos of guys falling off planes.
I mean, I knew you'd see that because obviously Mr. Ross sent that into the WhatsApp chat. I knew that. I knew that would be on your radar. But I actually did wonder. I was like, I wonder if Malik is going to look at any news articles after this to see if he can figure out what's going on.
It comes up in my browser. Like, you can't ignore it. And you know what? I wanted to. Again, we touched on it. We touched on it at the live show. You know, we never went for laughs, but we touched on it. And I want you to tell me again, without going all like greedy-eyed and fucking, we are the people, we are the fucking world or whatever.
Ahoy,
tell
ahoy.
me. Ahoy, Scott Gibson. That's what we should just rename this podcast.
Ahoy.
What is your stance? What's your thoughts on what's happening in Afghanistan? So, because I have got a wee, just what I've filtered through and what's going on. So, where are you standing with it all?
Mate, the whole situation's a fucking mess. It's fucked.
That's the world.
Long story short, to get you up to speed, we were obviously in Afghanistan for 20 years.
Forever.
For 20 years, right? I originally went in there. The misconception is that we went in there for the weapons of mass destruction. That was what's his face? It was hung. Oh my
Tony
god.
Blair.
No, how can I forget his name? Oh, Saddam Hussein, right? So we went in there, and then offshot of that came Afghanistan with the upset of ISIS and the attack in 9/11 in America, right? So everyone has to differentiate that ISIS and the Taliban are two separate things, but now the Taliban's in control. So what's happened is we have agreed to leave. 2014 was the last combat missions in Afghanistan. So after 2014, the technical war was over and the fighting ended. And from 2014, Allied forces, i.e. America and Britain and fucking maybe 12 people for the rest of Europe, had been training up the Afghan army to basically take control of their own country, right? Everything had been agreed that everybody was leaving at the end of August. And within 10 days, the Taliban had completely taken over the whole country. And now it's all gone to shit. The problem being that it looks as if governments now are going to recognize the Taliban as the official government of Afghanistan, which I think is going to be an absolute disaster.
So how do you fix it?
Mate, you can't. I've been listening to a lot of stuff on LBC this week, right? Which is a radio station. And it's quite good because it has a bit of balance. It has some absolute nutters that get you phone in and just spout nonsense. And it has a lot of people who are involved in it. One of the guys who was an ex-general of the British forces came in. He knew what's for the UN. And he said that the problem that they had is that none of the major forces, i.e. Britain or America, has won a war since the Second World War. America lost Vietnam. We had a hell of a time in the Falklands. We've lost in Afghanistan. And he's basically saying the reason is because the world has changed, the society has changed. They don't have the stomach to go in and do what has to be done, which is just extreme violence and kill or be killed. So they effectively went to Afghanistan to try and remove terrorism, no understanding the country, and now it's just come flooding back again. So nobody's going to, like the Second World War, it was Germany against the world, right? And it was literally, this is going to go until every single German or every single Nazi's dead. We're going to keep fighting until they give in. Then they give in, they move on. Whereas you're trying to fight an ideology, you're trying to fight an idea. The same guy is saying that if any government legitimizes the Taliban and says to them that we recognize you as the government of Afghanistan, that's just going to say to every other organization like ISIS, don't give up the fight. Don't give up. Even if it takes you 50 years, 100 years, eventually you will win. Eventually you'll be legitimized.
So how do you fix it, Scott? What's your thoughts on, all the outrage? I want to move away from this fucking topic, but I do want to cover it, kind of thing,
It's hard, mate. It's hard, man. I just feel really bad for people like, I just think, see if you were a soldier or you were in the armed forces or the army, whatever you are, and you were in Afghanistan, I cannot imagine the fucking hell that must have been. And none of us can imagine. None of us will ever know what being in an actual war zone is like. And not a war zone like, you're in fucking the south of France and you're wading through beautiful fucking old cathedrals to try and find a Nazi. in combat in the fucking desert.
Yep.
IEDs going off. Your pals are getting blown up. You're getting shot at. You're doing everything because you think it's the right thing, and then within 10 days, everything that you fought for has now been completely overthrown, and nobody seems to really give a fuck about you. I can't imagine what that must be. It must be horrendous. And now it looks as if people are going to go back in. And at the same time, like I said at the live show, if I was in the armed forces and I had done, 3, 4, 5 tours, even one tour of Afghanistan, I'd be sitting here going, you think for a fucking minute you're sending me back in there? The problem with America withdrawing is America doesn't get to decide that it stops. America's been, whether you want to say the world police or the world bully for
The bullies of
fucking
the world.
however you want to recognize them, whether you think they're bullies or you think they're the world's police, whatever. But they have taken that position and they've cemented that position as their own. You then don't get to decide one day you're going to stop. That's not how it works. You don't get to decide, oh, we're just not doing it anymore. We're going to look after America as we're pulling our troops out. I'm sorry, you don't get that decision because you have been far too long down this road to suddenly turn around. I mean, America's going to go to shit as well, mate. Biden's a fucking nugget. I don't know. You probably would have heard the speeches that he gave out.
They pulled it to basically tie in with the 20th anniversary of 9/11, didn't they?
Well, that was the thing. It just all seemed to fall into place. But
Uh-huh.
the problem now is, mate, is that Russia and China are stepping up to the plate. So Russia and China have said that they'll recognize the Taliban as the government, the legitimate government of Afghanistan. So that's it. Fucked. Nobody's going to go against China.
Is it really? But we have been, as in the West, has been over there since the Crusade days, trying to convert Muslims into Christianity, killing hundreds of thousands of folk. Right. So this predates any military occupation that we understand. This has been going on for hundreds of years throughout history. I'm giving you my bit on this.
I'll just let you go here. This is beautiful.
And why, after the fucking try to turn everybody into Christians and that's failed, and then the prospect of oil and money, which is without doubt a fucking drive, and that's failed. Maybe we shouldn't have fucking stuck our noses in there in the first place. Maybe we should have let them sort out their own problems and no try to be part of the solution. When is the right? When is the right time to come out of that country when you should never really have been in there? And,
no, well, you're in, so that's it. You're in, and that's it.
I've got a good few mates who have been in the forces in the route, and they don't act. They have got close bonds and relationships with the folk that they served with, and probably like memories and experiences that will stay with them forever. But they don't actually speak fondly of the fucking time and the things that they've done. It's no like we regret. It's just kind of like my simple understanding is, a couple of my mates that I do know and I've spoke to, no, recently, this is maybe a couple of months ago, whatever. It's kind of like, what the fuck were we there for in the first place? It was a waste of time.
Of course, it was a waste of time. But Mal, that doesn't matter because you're in there now, and that's it.
Well, this is it. But like for me, it's kind of like, so you've pulled everybody out, and then you've left all the other pair Afghanistan people who have maybe helped and worked with the governments and the armies, who are going to be fucking targets. But at what point do you go, right, when is the right time? There isn't a right time, because through history, we've fucked it up. When I say we, I've got nothing to do with this. The powers that be have fucked it right up royally. The world's a fucking mess because of countries like America, because of countries like fucking England, because I don't think, well, Scotland's wrapped into it, I know, So what? Now you're saying Russia and China are going to support the Taliban. Maybe they're just doing the right thing. Just fucking go and do what you want to do. Go, just fucking gear. No, that way let's give them the ball. Let's see if they score a goal. Let's see if they sort it out. Chances are it's going to fucking end in tears. But we can't be responsible for the world's problems. Ironically, if you trace it back, we fucking probably are the root cause of why we're in this position. They hate us, as in the Westerners, because we are potentially the cause of the fucking problem. For the Crusade days, mate. You know,
I
few
mean,
of you.
get a grip. The whole mate, the
No,
world's
listen.
fucking turned over 1,000 times since the Crusade
I know,
days.
but, mate, but that's how this is a
Fucking
but
Crusades.
but
What,
listen,
the Saul
become
Coates
a Christian.
Crusades?
No, he'd cut off. Become a Christian. No, he'd cut off to hundreds of thousands of people. But we tend to forget that.
Right, but do you know what?
We
That
were
would
the fucking
work.
horrors.
That
we
would
were the
work.
terrorists.
That would work. That's how it works.
It
Extreme
didn't work.
violence. But it
This
does.
is
That's how
this
everything
is how
works.
we're here.
Extreme
This is how we're
violence.
here.
So see if
This
you
is
want
how
to do
we're
that,
here.
go door to door. Yeah, hey, mate, all right, listen. You're a terrorist? No. Aye, bang, deed.
So
Go on, next one.
do what the Taliban's doing now then.
No.
Jump doors. Are
Mate,
you
the
getting any day with this?
The
Boom.
problem we have, mate, the problem with Afghanistan is it's just it's the thing that everyone's focused on now. The Americans went there in the 70s because Russia was trying to invade them to bring communism. The Afghanistans, the Taliban at the time went, we don't want communists. This is a Muslim country. And they went, no, communism's the way. So America got involved, but America couldn't be directly involved because then it would have been the Third World War, America v. Russian. So America, through the CIA, trained up bin Laden. Bin Laden was trained by the CIA. All the weapons were given to the Afghans from America. You can watch the film Charlie Wilson's War, fully explains it. And then once it was all over, America backed off.
Mate, I'm sure one of the Indiana Jones, the fucking Taliban were the good guys that helped Indiana Jones.
Maybe.
That's how
Who knows,
fucked
man.
up it is.
The problem being now, mate, is that it's just a horrible situation. I mean, you're seeing people, like I said, literally hanging on to the fucking an airplane
How
to
desperate. I mean,
escape.
try and put yourself into that mindset. You're that desperate to leave the country. You're hanging on to a fucking military jet.
One of the boys that
That's
fell
fucking
for the sky
scary.
was an Afghan footballer, an international Afghanistan footballer. And this is the problem. People are sitting going like, let's listen to the Taliban. Let's hear them out. Is that not enough for you that this can't be allowed to happen? Even again, mate, it's one of those things where there's absolutely no point in discussing it because we're sitting here going,
You're never going to fix it.
the way in which women are treated under the Taliban, the human rights that they have, everything. I mean, it's gone back to the dark ages. But mate, in fucking 6 months' time, a year's time, we're all going to fucking Qatar to watch the World Cup and have a party. And the cunts out there are literally running a slave trade. Women
Mate,
can't do fuck all in Qatar. But
the-
it doesn't
the
matter
world-
because, hey, it's the World Cup and it's all about money.
Well, do you know see how I fucking stick my head in the sand when it comes to? I mean, people probably criticise me going, you're a fucking asshole for no taking any interest in the world. Mate, it's just fucking full of hurt and fucking messes with your head. And if you can't just block it out, you or I or any cunt listening to this, we've all got an opinion. But your opinion's worth fuck all because we aren't in control. It's assholes that's in control. It's money men. It's fucking people behind the people you think's in control. And that's without you doing conspiracy theories, politics, everything. It's a lot of fucking shit. And like you said, Scott, you or I or anybody, no cunt's fixing nothing. See, if you go in, I'm changing the world. No, you're not. You're not changing the world unless you're fucking heavy, fucking mullered up, working with the right people who are changing the world for their benefits. Fuck all today with you. We can all dream. Fix yourself, spend your time and become a better person because that's the only thing that we are capable of doing and the only thing that's in your control. If you can't fix yourself, make yourself a happy person and a good person, you're fucked. And if you spend your time thinking you can fix the world, no, fix yourself first. And what I mean by that is get to a place mentally where you're happy, where you can treat other people the way you feel is the right way to do it. And then branch out. You're listening to Hashtag Show, ladies and gentlemen.
It's just, mate, honestly, it's such a fucked up situation because the world's small, the world's tiny now. Like things years ago when something happened on the other side of the world, it wouldn't affect you. It does affect you now. Next year,
it's not that it wouldn't affect you, Scott. It was just that you were an age where you weren't really fully aware of what was going on. There is a fucking effect of, like I'm saying, and you might laugh if you go right back to when the Crusades.
what have you watched a documentary about the Crusades or something? Have you been watching Indiana Jones? Where is this Crusades came from?
When I did get a fucking,
See the Crusades, by the way, I tell you, they're fucking all the English, the Knights Templar and all that.
If you look at what Great Britain has done through history, mate, we're no fucking great.
Wow.
Fucking
that was a
genocide,
completely
Crusades,
different time
slavery
of fucking humanity. It's a
No,
different time.
It's no, mate. It's just money and greed. That's what it is, and that's what it is right now. And all this fucking mess is about people's in powers, money and greed, you know. And all we are just fucking insignificant assholes to them that they just need to control with fear. And the only thing you're gonna have, and slowly they're trying to take that phase, is fucking your well-being is the only thing that you can look after and change. Everything else is a fucking lie. You're listening to Hashtag Show, ladies and gentlemen. Scott Gibson and Malloy. Thank you.
Your well-being is going to go to fuck. I just find it all. I find it all very interesting to see how certain people react to it and what certain commentators say on these things, because I think that everybody has completely forgotten that you know, very soon, probably I would say maybe next April, once the first run of the tax rebates come out, once that COVID money starts getting paid back, this country is probably going to be in its arse.
The world is going to be in its arse.
If you then fling another war into that, which will cost hundreds of billions, I'm worried that we're going to get to a point probably in the next 5 or 6 years, and this is just worst case scenario thinking, where, you know, whatever you have in your life, whether that be, you know, personal wealth, money, whether it be, you know, physical assets, house, cars, that's it. That's what you've got. There's going to come a cut-off point when it's like, boom, that's it. Nobody can afford to buy anything else. You can never move. This is what you've got in life. Is it? This is it. And everything's just shut off. Because that's the money that has been spoken about, man, that's got to be repaid for these things, it's terrifying.
But then again, if you put it into perspective in what they spend on nuclear or military, it's not really a lot of money with the money that they spunk up on all that shit.
Oh,
and it's fucking mad when you look at that. And then here's the thing, I know, right? We're all fucking, oh, this is terrible and it's fucking mental. Imagine we lived in a fucking war zone. Imagine we were getting fucking bombed. Imagine we were getting tailed off and killed because we were talking about political things that you're not allowed to talk about. Imagine that. The world could be that fucked that we could end up in a war zone. We could, you know, doesn't matter what fucking property you own or fucking what job you've got. Your house has just been blown up and you're trying to look after your fucking loved ones and fight for food. You know, the fucking shops are empty. Other countries are fucking dealing with that. Imagine in our lifetime, the fucking world goes to that.
But mate, also
That's
imagine, like,
scary.
this is when people start moaning about, oh, fucking immigrants coming over here, fucking all the Afghans. Can you imagine being me and you have got a podcast in Afghanistan, and now we're having to flee to Scotland, or we're having to flee to fucking England? Get fucked. I would literally have to be, my life would have to be at the point where if I do not get on this plane, I am dead. And even then, I would still consider it. Why the fuck? This is what annoys me about all these fucking racist cunts that come on about all the Muslims or all the immigrants coming over. Does anybody actually think they fucking want to leave their home? You are in a position where it is life or death.
I know.
This is what they can't come about. I'm listening to some guy on the radio the other day going, my fucking daughter can't get a council house. Well, do you know what, cunt? Get up and fucking do something about it. Go and speak to your council. Run for fucking office. Get yourself in a position where you can change. Because see some poor bastard that's just watched his fucking mother and child be fucking killed and then is put on the back of a fucking American fighter plane and dropped off in fucking Manchester. It's not his fucking fault that you can't get a council house. You fucking cunt.
Well, equally, I know. I mean, again, there's for the first time, and I don't know how long, there's 1 million jobs in the UK unfulfilled.
Yep.
Right? So it's showing you that all these cunts, I fucking can't get a job. I'm fucking, I'm fucking on the brew and all that. There's jobs here. It's just cunts only willing to fucking take them.
But mate, the thing you take out of that as well is these are numbers. These are numbers that are put out by a Tory government and the BBC.
Well, who do you trust?
To spin a story? Because, I mean, how many of them are 0-hour contracts? How many of those jobs? And just the thing is, like, when people go, well, there's hundreds of jobs out there and you should be working. Not everybody wants to do a job. Just because you don't have a job, you don't need to be forced into something. Yes, listen, I am, on certain things, I am completely right-wing. On certain things, I'm very left-wing, right? That's why I hate all politicians, because nobody really speaks for me. I don't think that people should be on the fucking brew for a certain length of time. I agree with you on some things that, there should be a cut-off point, and either you get a job or you're on your fucking own. But a million jobs are
I
out
never
there.
said that.
I know, but a million jobs are out there, yes. But how good are the jobs, and how much of a balance does that give you in life? I was reading a thing the other day about it's talking about the 4-day working week, right? And literally every single person, we should all be working 4 days a week. We shouldn't be
Why?
working 5 days because
Why?
life's changed, mate. The 5-day working week, Monday to Friday, was built in a model that came for the 50s. And
I know,
that
but
model was that a man went out and he did a job, and he
Yep.
came home with a wife and 3 kids. And in that time, the wife's cleaned the house, she sorted the kids. You come in, the children are like, "Good evening, Papa. We are off to bed. Good night." And the kids fuck off. And then the missus has made you a beautiful roast beef dinner. You sit down, you get a fucking wank, and you both go to sleep. That's the model. Whereas that's changed now. Mum and dad both work 40 hours a week.
But that's been
Best
the
out of
case
the
since the
box.
fucking since the 70s, 80s.
Right.
But-
So should it not be time to change the model?
But Scott, changing the model to a 4-day week, it's a fucking, we're lying to ourselves, because instead of an 8-hour day, it'll be a 10-hour day. So you're still doing fucking a 50-hour week.
No, it will not be. No, but
Mate,
it's an 8.
I guarantee you, well, how can you just go, right, 4 days now, and then you phone up, hey, I'd just like to fucking get such and such. No, we're shut on Friday, mate. What do you mean? We're on a 4-day week now. It's not going to work.
Amazing.
And if it does work,
I love it
it's
that
gonna
your
be a
whole
10
argument for it just went, can I get the hang? No, you can't on a 4-day week. So how
No,
the
but
fuck's
you know
it
what I
can't
mean?
answer the phone?
it's
Mal,
not like
what I'm saying
getting
to
an
you
extra
is
day off. They're going to work
you
hard
are
through the
taking
4 days they're
a
working.
Scandinavian model, which is 4 days. It isn't a
I'll
fucking
take a fucking
16 hours day.
Scandinavian model
It's
any
an
day of the
8-hour
month.
shift over 4 days. It's just like anybody who works when you get certain office jobs and they don't have lunch breaks because they finish an hour early. People don't
Yep.
come out at 4 o'clock and go, I'm going to fucking shit myself. I'm so hungry. It's because people work harder because you've only got a certain amount of time. You're more productive and you get through the day. It's like anything else. When both of us had normal jobs and you work, whether it was a factory or an office, mate, see when you came back after your lunch on a Friday, nothing happened. Nothing happened because it's Friday. See, on a Monday morning before midday, nothing happened because it's
So
a Monday morning.
That's not going to be Thursday then, if it's a 4-day week.
You take that time, you condense it. It gives people more time to have leisure time, to be with the family. And also, not every industry can be a 4-day week. And if it is, you have fucking rotated within it. But one of the biggest problems now is nobody's dying. Right? You're living at 100, mate. You're getting a letter off fucking Prince Charles. You are living to 100.
I genuinely don't want to live to 100 because my
Right,
mind will be
mate,
mush by then.
Well, mate, right. See, when we were young, like you were a child, see when you were 10 years of age, see if you met somebody who was 60,
They were ancient.
your mind was like, how are they alive? See, when I was young, right, my gran, the memories that I have of my grandparents, they were 64 and she was an old woman. Cardigans, whether it's 64. Now somebody who's 64 is fucking running ultra marathons.
I know.
Can't suddenly dying. Right? We are living a long time.
I see folk at the gym that are in their my pal's more. My missus goes to like a gym, right? And I go up for a sauna and that. And my pal's mum, who's the same age as me, so her mom must be 70, mid 70. She's violently fucking coming out of some fucking pump panel class and then getting into a spin class. She's looking great. And she's fit as fuck. And that's 70 something. And I'm just like, that's amazing.
Mate, cunts are living forever. And it's horrible. So,
we need
with that
to get
being,
talking about funny stuff.
with that being, folk are going to be working 40-hour weeks into their fucking late 60s.
There's B&Q's going to be fucking full of OAPs, just fucking crushing it.
Mate, where's the fucking plumbing stuff?
Aisle 9, my man.
It'll not be, listen, it'll not be soon before all that's going to. Have you ever heard of a company called Boston Dynamics?
No.
They make robots. And let me just say this,
do.
Mal. It's terrifying.
The Tesla bot's coming out. That's terrifying.
Mate, see if you watch, once this is over and anybody listening to this, Google Boston Dynamics, right, on YouTube. Go to YouTube and watch Boston Dynamics. See the video of these things, man. This is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. And it's not just the fact that they are creating things that are so intelligent now. I mean, what they're basically building is soldiers. They're building robotic soldiers. Whether you think that's far-fetched noise, whatever, these guys are building robots. They're also working on artificial intelligence to basically remove humans. So there will be a time, I would say probably in the next maybe 15, 20 years, where every single transaction that you have on a daily basis is human to AI. There will be no humans working in supermarkets. There will be no humans driving trucks, lorries. Everything will be by robots. Their argument from some of the videos that they put out is that people shouldn't have to do these jobs, that people should be in creative jobs or jobs that bring them joy. We are going to get to a point, mate, where the only interaction that you have with other humans is either your friends or family. And every shop you go into, police, try everything, it's all fucking robots. And it is terrifying.
I'm just looking at the Boston Dynamics the new, right? And it does look like something right out of a fucking sci-fi horror film. Just when you see them walking about, jumping and all that, it's too freaky for your wee brain to fucking process. It's pure. It's horror film shit. And
You know, they've got robots now in Mars.
Fucking spiders and dogs and
they've got robots in Mars from this Boston Dynamics, and they are out collecting samples from Mars, right? But they are so intelligent, the robots, that if they collect a sample that is of some kind of significance or importance, they have like almost an artificial community that they communicate with other robots on the shuttle who have specialized instructions or specialized programming. They then come out to meet them, take over parts of the dig, and then from this can start to do, I mean, I suppose for us it's probably advanced, but quite basic mathematic calculations to then return back to the ship. And this is all done artificially. This is no somebody sitting in mission control, controlling these things. Right? This is all done through AI. This is programmed. These things are just sent out and they just work themselves. They learn, they grow, they communicate.
Mate, they're gonna kill us all, man.
What I think's funny about excuse me.
Can you get a wank off one of them?
All these exactly all these artificial robots, right? Artificial intelligent robots, not. Why do they make them look like a fucking human or a dog? How can you not just make them look like just design something else? Like if you want it 5 legs, get it 5 legs. Doesn't need to look like a fucking dog. You know
because
why?
Because they're trying to replace us. They're not doing this to scare you. They build something that looks 2 legs, 2 arms, and a body because that's the way humanity is, and it's to replace you.
Now, spot the robot looks like a fucking dog, right? And you go, right, that's cool, but I would prefer it if it looked more futuristic, like an alien.
It will look futuristic when it's got a fucking rocket launcher on its back.
Well, there you go.
Imagine 50 of them coming over the battlefield.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. As the world goes to shit, we can actually watch it because nobody else fighting it. It's just all hunters or robots, which probably costs more than a soldier.
Look at something like Amazon, right? Who are now apparently introducing a shop as well on the high street, right?
Mate, I've sussed it out. Do you know when things will get real?
Yep, talk to me.
See, when a robot costs less than a human life, like a soldier, that's when shit's going to get wild.
Well, I mean, I don't think you're far from that. I don't think you're far from that at all because, like I'm saying, like you look at something like Amazon. So there's probably not a street on the fucking planet that doesn't get an Amazon package every day. The warehouses across the globe. You think the amount of people who are working in these warehouses just to package this shit, literally overnight.
What is it called? Automated or whatever? What's it called? When it's all fucking computer fucking gear. They've just made the full an autonomous. You know, like it's robot controlled, fully automated. Is that
autonomous?
Autonomous. It's autonomous Maximus.
It's not going to be long before like a whole workforce could be like those Boston Dynamic robots. Not a machine like a kind of factory setup, but it's actual robots at a desk like a human, and they don't have to be paid. They don't have to go on breaks. They don't have to go on sick pay, holidays, disputes. You don't need HR. You need one cunt that's an electrician to make sure the fucking plugs are working. And at the end of the shift, they go and they plug into the wall at a Tesla, and then they fucking just constantly working 24/7, churning it over. The non-driving fucking Tesla trucks come in. The robots, loads of Tesla trucks. They fucking drive off. Not a single human hand has touched these things. You open the door. There's the robotic dog, brings it to the front door. You fucking scan your retina code to give the fucking tokens to pay for it, and it fucks off.
Mate, have you ever seen the film? It's a 70s science fiction film, right? It's called Silent Running.
No.
You have to watch it. It's fucking unbelievable, right? And see, back then, it was so future. A lot of folk couldn't get their head around about it. It is
Silent running.
It is so fucking relevant. Even now, it'll fucking blow your mind. If anybody's not seen it, is it Bruce Dern's the actor? Fucking brilliant actor. Maybe only folk at a certain age will know who he is. But he basically, Earth's dying, right? Here's the premise. Earth's dying. So they send out these ships that have basically got forests in the ships. So they're trying to grow forests to get to some place to basically start a future civilization before Earth dies, right?
Right.
So what's on it is the human staff, but they're also get robot staffs to take care of it when the humans die, because it could last forever.
Right.
But then, obviously, the greed gets into it, and it's not about, the good that it's doing. It's about the money that it's costing, and a mutiny happens. But it's fucking unbelievable, man. And the mutiny happens. It's the robots are touching on AI and stuff like that. This is fucking for the early 70s. It's fucking unbelievable, man. And there's no pumping in it, right? But there's a couple of midgets in the robots, guaranteed, right? We R2D2 controller guys. This is before Star Wars and all that. And I think this is where they got a lot of the ideas for the robots for Star Wars.
Everything's done in steps, right? Everything's done in steps. When mobile phones first came out, everybody was buzzing for it, right? And then a mobile phone had a game, it had Snake, and people were like, I can play a game on my phone. Holy shit. Now, if you had said to somebody then, like an adult, if you'd said to an adult then, what you can do, see, eventually you're going to be able to put all your information on this device. You're going to have all your bank cards, or you can have it all on it. There's absolutely no way I would do that. No, that's just a norm. I've got every single card, credit cards, bank cards, everything is on this fucking phone. Everything. If I lose this phone, I'm fucked. I've got to go into a million websites, shut down all my information, change my passwords. When I was young, if you had said to me, see, when you are in your 30s, you're going to have something in your house that if you say to it, turn the lights on, the lights will turn on, I'd be like, shut the fuck up.
No, you wouldn't.
No, look at me.
I think by that time, you were fully aware of the advances in science fiction /
No, mate, what I'm saying is, because when you were young, the idea that you'd think, well, if that's going to happen, I must be a multi-millionaire then, right? Because the idea of this artificial intelligence and the cost of it is coming right down. I don't want to say the name because it's fucking plugged in, but you can buy one of these things that you talk to now for 20 quid.
Alexa.
Aye.
Google.
Aye,
but here's the thing, right? Here's a bizarre thing, Scott, right? When I think about it, see, when I was young, my kind of generation was like the first generation to really embrace sci-fi, and it became part of their everyday fucking, for having nothing, for comics to the big screen, right? That was like mind-blowing.
Is that the autobiography?
The comics?
No, I'm just kind of realising it now when I see it, right? And I, as a kid, very much believed in fucking science fiction, that they, all right, I wasn't the generation that saw a man on the moon. That was like, that can be done, right? So now it was the next step. It was beyond the fucking moon. It was exploring galaxies and robots. I fucking believed that was going to happen. I believed in all the science fiction films that I was watching. It wasn't a case of, wow. I was just like, that's the future. I took that for granted as that's the future. That's what's going to happen. So when you seen cunts, Star Trek and all that, them talking and intercoms on their wrist, I just believed that's what we'll be doing in the future. And it's fucking bizarre because things new that are happening and they say that's going to happen, like I always have, I just believe it's just a matter of fucking time. It's that life imitating life.
Well, it is only a matter. In our lifetime, I think we will. I don't even know if the high street will even still exist then, but I think you would probably be able to go into, 5, 6, 7 different shops in a day and never see another human.
Because you might not even be there yourself. Do you think you'll be able to upload your subconscious and store it in a hard drive? How fucking mad is that?
It's just, honest to God, mate, it's like, it's just what is it worrying? Probably not, because I think I'll be fucking long dead by then, but just the idea of the vast majority of like human jobs being replaced by robots, I think it's sad.
Look at
What
happened
do
to
we
you.
do? What do we do?
Look at what happened to you, right? You were, am I right in saying you were technically brain dead when you had your fucking...
No brain dead. No, 'cause I was sitting there.
But you died.
You
You died
Aye, but that was
when they brought you back.
big cunts die every day.
and get brought back. I don't simplify it, my man.
But what I'm saying to you is, imagine you were brought back and you were just a consciousness on a fucking hard drive waiting for a body.
Right, but think how terrifying it would be now, mate, that right at this very moment as we speak, there will be people undergoing surgery that are controlled by robots.
Of course.
That
If
terrifies
it's
me.
no, but if it's a good thing and they've got a steadier horn and they know what to do, you know, I think this is a double-edged sword that it is. I think you got to embrace technology, but at the same time know that technology, where it's, you know, its thirst for knowledge is going to be the enemy.
It's going to be fucking Skynet, my man. You've been
I
running
just
your
think-
crushed skulls and all that with
all the-
Terminator chasing us.
All the BAMs get at the corner shot to try and steal a bottle of Bucky.
This fucking Robocop behind the till. All right, Mohammed, much for it. Oh shit, he's a robot.
Pure wrestling, fuck it. Drop the
Try-
bug fast.
Shut your mouth, you fucking cunt.
Bish
Could
bash
I-
bosh. 4 dead. Robots
Give
just
me
rip
all
their
the
arms
money
up.
in your till, robot man.
We cannot open the register without a transaction.
Open the till, mate, right now. You're getting a bucket of water, are you?
I'll fucking blow your head off with this laser gun. Open the till. Going into standby mode.
Mate, the thing that will probably happen before the robots is like physical currency will not exist. I don't think it'll be long before actual physical money isn't a thing.
See, you say all these things. I'm just like, aye. And I think
You think, mate,
we're
think
not,
all
we're
the
not going to change all these advances. You know,
Think all those backhanded gigs that you can't do anymore because cash doesn't exist.
I stopped doing them a while ago, my man. See all that? Aye.
I just think Abbott and fucking Costello. I think we're on a one-way fucking ticket to fucking. Oh, listen, you've just. I'm telling you, we're just hanging on waiting to fucking die.
Aye, but I mean, hopefully, what happens is in the next couple of years, a fucking massive rock falls for this guy and just obliterates the whole lot of us.
It's mad, right?
Do you know what it is?
'Cause
Do you know the most upsetting thing is that see the people who are meant to be in charge, they're genuine fucking idiots who
I
only
know.
care about themselves. And even
Liars.
if you get people right who start off, and I'll not say certain names in the SNP, but eventually once they get to the top, they just look after themselves because power corrupts. I mean, look at you've got the fucking milk float, right? The big thing's always been electric. Every cunt has to get an electric motor, man. Oh my god, the diesels are killing all the fucking leaves and the dugs and the hussies and the cats. No, it's hydrogen. Apparently,
I know
hydrogen's
it's
a new
meant on
thing.
it.
So now
And then-
apparently every one of these has bought a Tesla or a fucking electric milk float. These are all assholes. And now it's hydrogen motors. You're just driving about in a bomb.
Well, that's the bizarre thing. If you look at all the energy that's actually used to create hydrogen, it's fucking. You don't see the irony there.
Hey, also, that's because somebody fucking for the Hydrogen Association came along like, here, listen, I'll give you 40 billion squillion squiddlies if you can get rid of milk floats and get them on to hydrogen. All right, man? That's what's happening.
I mean, if you look at what Elon Musk has done to the actual fucking auto trade industry, he's brought, like for them trying to ruin him, he's brought them all to try and bring things in a lot faster than they had ever anticipated.
Oh,
They're talking about bringing down, ruling out oil, right? And then as you say, it'll be electricity. No, it's hydrogen. It's just, again, ways to fucking get money off the consumers. Us, the fucking batteries, the fucking ants of society.
Also, do you think when you rock up and you're sitting in one of the ways like, Dad, can I put the hydrogen in the motor? Like, I don't know, son, it's a bit dodgy. And then next minute, fucking bang. Aye.
Imagine a crash with two hydrogen motors.
Mate.
There's the fucking North America disappeared.
Aye. Today in Cambuslang, 2 hydrogen cars crashed on the M43 as far as Hamilton has been completely wiped off the map.
Yep. There is no Hamilton.
Two
anymore.
hydrogen
It's a
motors.
hole.
2 hydrogen cars collided at 60 miles an hour, killing 42,000 people.
The police are in high pursuit of a hydrogen car. This could go anywhere.
Think you're just driving on the motorway like, Can you smell hydrogen? Fucking boom. I'd be
I
absolutely
need to
shit
get this
myself.
fucking MOT'd. I need to get this MOT'd.
Aye, by NASA.
What kind of motor you got? That's hydrogen, mate. Ah! Let's it.
Phone it. Get in the garage. Are you Malacca's boy? I can take a look at that for you, mate. What is this? A fucking 16 valve? That's a hydrogen, actually. Get the fuck out of this shop. You need to put
Step
a
away,
hazmat suit
the
on to film
hydrogen
the fucking
motor.
thing up.
Oh, we're fucked, man. Hey, and talking about hydrogen, I just want to tell everybody about some high energy stuff that's going out, yeah? On the 28th of August, yeah?
Oh, here we go.
Get yourself along to 1994 We Will Rave Again. This is the gig. My first fucking gig in 18 months. I'm so excited about it. You fucking can't believe. Got a lineup together, dream lineup. I'm going to party like it's fucking 1994. Get yourself along to that. It's going to sell out soon. Then I'm not finished there, Scott.
Oh, sorry. I'll just take a step back
On
here.
the 11th of September, that's right, the 11th of September, I'm doing a 1994 family fun day. Get your family along to that for an old school family fun day. Amazing. Still tickets left for that. Yeah. And I'm not finished there, guys. On the
Old
18th
school
of
family
September-
fun. Mum and dad fighting on a bouncy castle, drunk.
On the 18th of September, yeah, I'm going solo.
I'm
yeah?
doing.
I've
I'm
got a
going.
solo gig.
Well, Rocky. I'm doing a. I tell you, 18th September. I'm doing
a solo gig. I play for 5 hours, all the hits, all the ones you love. Mallorca, sing it, bang, bang. I'm doing them all, techno dance party for you. And that's on the 18th of September. Tickets available for that. They're about to sell it. So get on board.
Hey.
Hope to see you there. Celebrate. Scott, over to you. What you got coming up, son?
I have September
You
3rd.
go all pro. I like it. You go all pro with us.
September 3rd, East Kilbride Arts Centre. October 1st, Killarn Village Hall in Killarn. October 8th, the Townhouse in Hamilton. And October 10th, the Bungalow in Paisley. Go to bigscottgibson.com for your tickets. Come out and see us, man. Come out and see me live. Please.
Come out and enjoy yourselves.
Come out and enjoy some fucking jokes and stories and comedy, man.
Fucking offend. Just come out and say, ahoy.
Aye. Hey, ahoy. Ahoy.
Ahoy, everyone.
Ahoy there. Ahoy, my man. I'll be like, ahoy to you too, sir.
Ahoy.
Right, this has been it's been an odd one. It's been
it's been a politically charged one. It's been politically charged.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for continuing on the conversation. When I know inside you probably wanted to say all sorts of bad words and sweary things, and
Yeah.
but I think both of us now need to go and get a breakfast roll from somewhere.
I'm out, man. I don't have rolls. I don't have slice. I don't have black pudding.
I've got nothing. I don't have any coffee left in this system. I'm going to go and quickly do a run and out of the shop because I need to have some rolls. And then it's a day of admin for fucking your old dad.
What you need to do as well, when you get a minute, is send us the files for the recording of a live show.
Ah, yes, I do have to actually do
I
that.
need to get those uploaded, yeah. And you can find other recordings of our live shows on the Patreon channel, along with fucking episodes of Scott's podcast and the brand new Cheeky Mal podcast, which is basically taking the internet by storm.
I listened to it the other day.
Did you listen to the shortest episode ever?
Ants.
No, it was the one after that.
All right, no, I listened to the Ants, and I'm concerned about your.
Give me it for real. Give me the breakdown.
I'm concerned about your mental health.
How?
Honestly, I think you're losing it.
Some may say I lost it a while ago.
Hey, it's content.
But that's the thing. It's just content, and I've got much more respect for what you do for holding down a successful podcast with your own podcast. Because I've listened to a good few of them, and it's fucking. You're talking. You're being funny, but you're also talking about serious issues, and
it's hard to talk for an hour, isn't it?
It's hard to talk about things. So I just went. My theory on my podcast is I don't know if there's no prep, and I'm just
joking.
Whatever.
You're joking. There's no prep. There's no. Mate, I thought it was scripted. There's no prep. It doesn't come across like that.
High production. It's high production. It's value for money. But I mean, I just
wish you'd kept it weird. It started off really weird. Like, I'm on your left here, I'm on your right. And I thought, right, that's will be good. And then you just went into, and then every cunt kept coming in. And you're break.
Aye,
the wife's coming in and you're breaking the fourth wall. You're like, I'm playing the card. I'm going, what is happening here? Is he
It's all
meant to edit
content.
this?
It's all content. I just think it's something where, mate, I recorded a couple of episodes the other night there, right? And
Look at your face.
they were mad as fuck, right? And I just think to myself, you know what? I don't give a, that's the full thing for me. It's just an experiment. It's something I'm doing. I'm giving it to the patrons for nothing. If they
Right,
want to listen,
it's
to the
content.
if they don't, it's content. It's something
Content.
extra, something for free as a thank you. No, you don't get to dictate what I'm doing. I'm just going to fucking do what I want to do. You know me, mate. I just fucking do things that I want to do, and
I
if
know you.
they can't like it, I genuinely don't give a fuck.
I know. That's the worry. I'm in your left ear. No, I'm in the right ear.
But see, you get headphones on with that. That's how I did it, because I was laughing.
Aye,
You're moving about inside somebody's head, and I thought that's funny
it was funny.
until I started talking about ants.
I never go as far as ants.
Aye, well, so shaft. No, the first wee bit you go, that's not bad.
I was waiting
It
for you
gets
to
worse,
talk
don't
about
worry
ants.
about it.
You're talking about, I don't know what you're talking about. Then the wife was coming in and the daughter was coming in. I was like, is everybody just annoying this man? Can I get a minute's peace? He's in
I
house.
did listen to one of your podcasts, your last one, and I was laughing at the hypocrisy of you saying about fucking sweatshops and all that when you buy a fucking 500 pairs of sports socks and discard them after
Mate,
one wear.
those sock days are behind me. I mean,
You
eventually
also said,
I'll get
you also
back to
said
that.
you want to get back to that.
I will one day.
You know. So saving
Listen,
the planet's all right with your skin.
I'm keep naming a job, man. I'm keep naming a job.
How can we not get?
Hey, planet's
The wee-
fucked. The planet's fucked.
I know, but how can we not get the wee machines where you put crushed cans or bottles in and you get money out of it like fucking Germany's got? That would clean up the streets, man.
Dude, they see my missus see some of the stuff that they used to have in China that she would tell me about. It was amazing.
Future.
Like they've got this thing, right, where it's basically looks like a vending machine, and you just have a wank in it and you get 40 pence for cum donations.
Beautiful, man.
No, but they used to have a thing where they would take
thing where you get a pizza out the wall.
Oh, I've seen that, but they would do it where, see if you take your recycling like plastics and metals and cans and rubbish stuff like that, and then you so these things were like vending machines, and you fed your recycling in it, and you got tokens. You would get rewarded for it, and then you could either buy stuff with it or whatever, and it's a way to encourage people to recycle. And like you're saying, how do we? Do you know what? Here's what I would do, right? And genuinely, and I know this might sound completely daft, and there'll be people who will just, their argument for it is to turn around and go, people should be recycling anyway, so why should we be insensitive? Because people don't give a fuck, right?
Yep.
We know the planet's dying, and the average person in the street doesn't give a fuck because they're knocking their pan in, they're stressed out their box, and they still can't afford to live. They're fucking working a 14-hour day, they come home and the wind's like, we're going to fucking a skiing trip in France with the school, it's £900. Fuck off. So here's what you do. You have some kind of recycling station, recycling booth, whatever it is, right? And see if you go down to it, you put in your details, your postcode, right? You put all your recycling in, and you get money off your council tax.
Aye, that's a great idea.
Right? You don't have to give. You don't have to give out. You don't have to give people something. So you don't have to create a whole new thing. The council already exists. Your council tax office already exists. So you get, if you recycle a certain amount, you are given a certain percentage off your council tax.
And here's the thing: you go like that. Aye, but that cunt will just do it and end up no paying his council tax. And we're fucked. But no, that cunt's saved the council hundreds of fucking money, much more by recycling and doing the work for the cunts. So it's a win-win, Scott. You should be fucking the voice of the people. You should be making these changes. But I know what would happen. As soon as you get a sniff of power, you'd end up going nuts. You buy cocaine, hookers, hitmen, you fucking name it. You're blowing the lot.
I definitely have
people hunting you down because you've just went away with the fucking the Queen's jewels and a shitload of money. And
see,
nobody knows where you are.
This is where I get myself into a bit, no bother, but this is where sometimes people think that I'm taking the piss on my argument for us. See, honestly, right? See if you're a cabinet minister or you're the head of a council, I don't actually have a problem with you taking a wee bit off the top. I don't have a problem with that. I don't
actually have a problem with you.
Listen, see if you want to go and pure shaft, mate, I don't see if like Boris Johnson is fucking taking millions for somewhere. I actually don't care, right? He's the Prime Minister. If you're at the fucking top of the tree, grease your pockets. That doesn't mean that can't filter down. Something as simple as that. Glasgow City Council is meant to be this forward-thinking council that's so inclusive and does everything. Can he fill in a fucking pothole and it can't get the schools to open? But if you were to put something like see if you recycle, we'll give you money off your council tax.
That's
But
beautiful, Scott.
even if it's like 20 quid, 50 quid, that's a big drop every single month.
Even if it was like a fucking wee book, right? You got a gold star and a pat in the back for the guy at the fucking scrappy. You'd be like, oh, it's mega. See, when I fill up this book, I'm going to get a fucking smiley face on the stamp.
I tell you what, just to fucking end the show, right?
But see, you're talking. My mum used to do that in Safeway. Used to do the stamp to get a Christmas dinner.
Beautiful. Well,
What's wrong with that?
Did you hear the late shite on the radio this morning? Well, no, I heard it. I was up early this morning. We might not get a Christmas turkey. Away and fuck off. Every cunt for even fucking talking about that shite. Oh, because Nando's can't get its chickens. It's just the latest fucking bullshit. I don't give a fuck.
You don't have a turkey. You don't have a turkey, do you? Do you not have beef?
No, but you know what? She says, I heard that. I'm going to buy 5. I'm going to fucking stock them up for fucking Christmas. And see any cunt want a turkey? He's a wee fucking message. Yeah?
Mate, Miles turkeys.
Gobble, gobble.
Ultrasonic ultrasonic
Just call it
turkeys.
gobble gobble.
Ultrasonic turkeys.
Ahoy, turkeys.
Mate, you need to buy turkeys and grow them on the farm.
See, turkeys, man, the farmers actually got a turkey, right? And see, it's just fucking the testicles that hang for its chin.
I know.
Fucking freaks me out.
They're big as well, man.
can
See when
you
you
deal
see
with
an
a cockerel?
see when you see an actual proper sized turkey, you're like, is that an ostrich? It's a fucking fair
Aye,
size,
they're
man.
big, isn't they? And they're almost like strange looking dogs.
I
with
love
2
turkey.
legs and wings.
Christmas dinner's the best dinner, man.
You know,
It is with all the
it's
trimmings.
mere for me, it's like, don't get me wrong, I love to go and do it with my Maz, and she's stressed out and fell out my dad for the full fucking run up to Christmas to make this turkey dinner, right? And then there's the expectation, is it going to be good? And then it's good and you enjoy it and you put up all your relatives that, you know, they hate you and you hate them, and it's just a fucking great day because the turkey's brought you all together. My fucking Christmas meal this year, if we don't get turkey, Scott, we're going to end up scrapping every cunt. Because the Waynes are at an age now they can handle themselves. They're 18.
We'll get turkey, man. We'll get a turkey.
It'll be like WrestleMania.
It might be that you have to pay 40 quid, 50 quid for a turkey, but we'll get a turkey.
Well, do you know what? See if they're putting the prices up. Maybe the cunts that are making it and the cunts that are fucking doing the actual graft will be getting more. And maybe we should all be thankful for the work it goes into things, and it's not about fucking the 3p chicken and all that kind of shit.
No, I mean we should be
fucking went wrong, innit?
we should be paying more for meat. Meat should be not expensive, but meat should be I don't want to say a luxury, but for example, I shouldn't be able to go and buy 4 chicken breasts for 3 quid or a full chicken for 3 quid. You know, I shouldn't be able to do that. And I shouldn't be able to go and buy a steak for £2. You mean that shouldn't happen?
Did you say to me, am I dreaming this, or did you say to me you thought it's going to be no long away when red meat's banned?
Aye.
Did we have that conversation?
Aye, we did.
So get your steaks in when you come on, man.
Right, listen. On that, let's end this one because I need to go and eat something because I'm starving. Need some breakfast.
Right.
Right, episode 140. If you enjoy the podcast, please do share it on your social medias, however you listen to the podcast, whether it be Spotify, iTunes, Podbean, or one of the other podcast players. You will have a share function within that. So please do share it to your social media pages. Encourage people to listen. If you'd like extra content and to support the show, it's the only way to get every single episode of the podcast. Go to the hashtagshow.co.uk or go to Patreon/the hashtag show and sign up for as little as $5 to access every episode of the pod.
Scott, let's wrap this up, and then can I get a couple of minutes of your time because we need to look at phase 2 for the hashtag show offline.
Offline. Let's take offline. And on that note, goodbye.
Thanks for listening.
Chucky Allah.
It's fucking, it's one for the bird in that, hey.
Ahoy.
Ahoy.
Bye, everybody. Thank you. Good night. Okay. Great. Good night.
The hashtagshow.co.uk